this Adam's theory of inequity. So what exactly is this inequity? So it is a situation in which a person perceives he or she is receiving less than he or she is giving, or giving less than he or she is receiving. Okay. So see, what happens actually, whenever any individual, any employee performs, right, the task, so he always compares that in mind, that how much effort I'm putting, and in return to that, okay, how much I'll be getting, and compare that thing to the peers, right, or the others who are at the same his level. Okay, when he thinks that I'm putting more but getting less in return, so he'll feel that there is inequity. Okay,
Yeah.
and this is what this theory of Adam tells us. Okay, so this is the social exchange, right? Because there we are giving something, the output is there, right? Putting, working, and in in return we want a reward or any, right, any such thing. Okay, so equity happens when we'll feel that equity is there when outcome to the input ratio is equal to other person's output and input ratio. So how much effort they are putting, they are getting in return the same output, same input. Then the employees will feel that yes, there is equity. Employees or like anyone. So we'll talk in terms of the organization only. Now, negative inequity will be there when the others, see, here we are comparing it to the other person, right? That comparison happens, right? So other person is output is more, right? Output input ratio is more than ours. Then this negative inequity will be there. Positive inequity will be there when we feel that ours ratio is more. Okay, so there will be these three types of negative inequity and the positive inequity. Right, so this is social exchange, output and input, that exchange happens, right? Now, a few strategies for the resolution alter the person's outcome, right? Either we can change the outcome, or we can change the input, balancing that, or alter the comparison of others' output or others' input, right? So that is how, like, the other person's output or input, that can be also altered. Change who is used as comparison, right? So we can have some other person for the comparison. Rationalize the inequity. If there is inequity, we need to rationalize that. Leave the organizational situation, right? So all these are the different strategies which can be there to resolve, right, the inequity if it's there. Now, again, the same thing is there. It says the equity theory. Employees feel motivated if a fair environment exists in the workplace, right? So again, when we talk of the pay, the salary, compensation, the perks, right? So if that practice is not fair, the compensation, the pay, that's not fair, right? So this factor, right, will affect them. The social exchange theory works there, right? And they'll feel that discrimination is there, right? And they'll feel demotivated, right? They'll feel again that inequity is there, right? And then they'll think of other option. So in organization also, like, see, in organization or anywhere, right, in your like studies also, we'll like with compare students that that student is putting this much of hours and getting this much marks, right? So that will be there. Now the equity, motivation to maintain current situation, and inequity will motivation to manage current situation, right? Again, all those the things which we discussed in the previous slide. So we can change the input, change the output, alter the perception of other, change the comparison, right? So all that can be there, right? So that's why it said that in an organization, fair practice, right? The compensation should be fair. There must be a benchmarking, right? When we give that compensation, okay? It must not be without, like, the bias should not be there. Otherwise, it will be demotivating for the employees. And again, right, they'll not be productive, they'll not be happy, they'll leave the organization. Okay. So yes, new perspective is like equity sensitive, individual prefer an equity ratio that is equal to comparison of other. And then the benevolent, individual who are comfortable with an equity ratio that is less than compared to other, right? So they'll be benevolent. And entitled, individual who are comfortable with an equity ratio that is greater than, right, the greater to other, compared to other, right? So here, the benevolent, there will be less, right? But they'll be comfortable. And entitled are where their ratio will be more, right? So they'll also feel comfortable. Now, there is this expectancy theory, okay, of motivation, which has these three things, right? So it will have the valence, expectancy, and the instrumentality, right? So the valence is value or importance placed on a particular reward, the reward. Then expectancy is belief that effort leads to, right? So expectancy is effort is related to the performance. And instrumentality is performance is related to reward. Okay, comparing and using all those in the formula, it said that effort, performance, reward, right? So effort, perceived effort, performance, probability, we'll see this one, and performance, perceived performance, reward, probability. So whenever someone will make some effort, right? So he'll expect the performance. And whenever any individual like has is like performing good, he'll expect the reward. Okay. So that is like effort will expect the performance, performance will expect the reward in return. Okay. That is how it's related. Now, causes of motivation, we'll have one video on Vroom as well, like after this. So believe that effort will not result in performance, right? So if that's there, that effort, see, every individual will have a link, right? Will link the effort and the performance and the reward. So these three things will definitely be there. The value a person places on or preference a person has for certain rewards, right? How much it will be different for different individual, but it's like effort, performance, reward, like all are linked. And again, it plays very important in a workplace scenario. So moral maturity is the measure of person's cognitive moral development, right? So what exactly it is? So morally mature people behave and act based on universal ethical principle, whereas morally immature people behave and act based on egocentric motivation. Okay. And right now, let's move on to the Vroom expectancy theory video.
Watching Vroom's expectancy theory. Vroom's expectancy theory seeks to explain what motivates people to choose one option over another. Vroom's theory is based on three factors. 1. Expectancy. The level of an employee is willing to exert in hopes that the increased effort will result in better performance. 2. Instrumentality. The belief that as you perform well that a valued outcome will be received. 3. Valence. The importance that the individual places upon the expected outcome. Vroom concludes that the force of motivation in an employee can be calculated using a formula. Motivation equals to valence times instrumentality times expectancy. Let's make it understand with two situations.
I think Arpita has the ability to take our next project. She is doing a good job.
Arpita, you did very well in your last project. I will give you one more project tomorrow. If you perform well and finish the project within 7 days, you will be rewarded with promotion.
Yes. It's a good opportunity for me. I don't want to miss that. If I work hard, anything is possible.
This is known as expectancy. Employee thinks that if she works hard, her effort will lead to better performance.
I like the reward. If I can accomplish this project, I will be rewarded. Last month, my boss gave me a reward for my good performance.
So, this is known as instrumentality. She thinks that, if she works hard for the next project, her performance will lead to outcomes. The more projects will she get, more reward she will receive.
Oh no! Too much work.
But I can handle it. I will do this project. The reward is valuable to me. If I come into office earlier, I can get more work done. Then I'll definitely get raise. Not to mention that, I'll beat my colleagues out of that promotion.
So, this is known as valence. She is highly motivated by the reward. The outcome is desirable. If she can achieve the reward, she will be satisfied. So, if someone perceives that all of these is true, then Vroom's expectancy theory suggests that employee is highly motivated. Let's see the situation 2.
Mr. Chetan, you are doing good. I'll give you another project tomorrow. If you perform well and finish the project within 7 days, you will be rewarded with $3,000.
I like the reward. But, will I ever complete the task within a week? Even if I try, I can never complete this project.
This is known as expectancy. Employee B thinks that, will his efforts lead to high performance to achieve the outcomes?
Well, last month I accomplished a project work but haven't received the reward yet. Will they ever give the reward?
So, this is known as instrumentality. He thinks that, whether his performance will lead to any outcome or reward.
Is $3,000 worth all the hard work, so much of work? Is it possible to finish the work within 7 days?
So, this is known as valence. Basically, employee B thinks that, all the hard work would lead the reward desirable or not. So, understanding the situation, if someone perceives that any one of these is true, then Vroom's expectancy theory suggests that employee B is not motivated.